Industry stakeholders believe a UK election will not derail crypto plans. And so in this video, we're going to look at how a UK election is expected to happen this year, but it likely will not change the trajectory of the country's crypto policy efforts. Today's episode is sponsored by Cake Wallet, where you can send, receive, and even exchange your crypto right from within the wallet. Cake Wallet is open source and non-custodial, so you control your own private keys. Available today on iOS, macOS, Android, and Linux. And StealthEX, a privacy-centric crypto exchange which enables you to make crypto-to-crypto exchanges anonymously. Good morning everybody, and a warm welcome again back to Enter Crypto with me, Chris Kenyon. Now in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at what happens to crypto if a Labour government gets into power, and also what happens if the Conservatives hold on to power after the election that's going to happen most likely this year. It's almost certain that's going to happen. There's no real point in talking about anyone else other than Labour or the Conservatives, because the chances of anyone else getting in power is very, very slim. So the Labour Party is actually a favourite to win the UK's upcoming general election, whenever it does happen, whenever Rishi Sunak decides he's going to hold this. And there's a lot of people saying that regardless of who is elected, that crypto policy, these new laws and new regulations will still continue developing, just as it has been with what Bim Afalami of the Conservative Party is trying to get passed by the end of July. And so, as always, guys, let's quickly jump straight into this article. Just give it a quick read through so we know what we're talking about, and then we'll comment after. So, a UK election is not going to derail the progress the country has made when it comes to regulating the crypto sector. Industry stakeholders told CoinDesk an election date has not been announced yet, but it is expected to happen in the country this year. The ruling Conservative Party, which has been in government for nearly 14 years now, since it was first elected in May 2010, has ushered in a sweep of crypto measures. The party set out to make the country a crypto hub in 2022 and has since introduced a markets bill to enable crypto to be regulated as a financial activity by the FCA. Now the Conservatives have promised to put in place legislation for stablecoins and staking in the coming weeks. Before the next election, many believe that it is a realistic goal. The country needs secondary legislation that formally tasks the FCA with regulating crypto, including stablecoins, said Adam Jackson, who is the Director of Policy at Innovate Finance, in an interview. That's what the government said they would do, Jackson said. We haven't heard otherwise as to why that's not feasible, so all things being equal, they should have those powers by the time of the national election. Laura Navaratnam, the UK policy lead at the Crypto Council for Innovation, agreed that the Conservative government at the moment is definitely on track, adding that even the cryptos regulators, the Bank of England and the FCA, have been moving forward by publishing discussion papers on stablecoins. There is always the risk with any level of political turbulence that some of that stuff could slow down, Navaratnam told CoinDesk in an interview. So despite this positive outlook from, as they're calling them, industry stakeholders regarding the continuity of crypto regulation in the UK, there are still, in my opinion, several concerns that crypto users might have about this news. One of them is regulatory uncertainty. So even though the Conservative Party has been proactive in regulating this crypto sector, we've heard Bim Afalami talk a lot about trying to get these laws passed through July. I've done loads and loads of videos on this, especially recently. Basically the possibility of an election, which is what's happening here, it introduces some degree of uncertainty, and users might be worried about any potential changes for businesses and firms as well in the priorities or the approaches if a new government comes into power, which, if Labour win the election, then that could alter, well, in fact, it almost certainly will alter the regulatory landscape. Another concern is delays. So when we've got this up and coming election coming up, and this can actually slow down the legislative process. So while Conservatives are actually trying to introduce these new laws for stablecoins and staking and everything else to do with crypto, they're trying to get this through before the election. So it's going to be tight, So any sort of delay or any sort of challenges, basically any sort of political manoeuvring can actually push back this implementation of these laws. So and these are basic for us in crypto. These are critical regulations. So there might be some delays if Labour don't want this to happen. They can find ways, as I say, call it political manoeuvring, to get a delay so that the law doesn't go through before the election. And also, if Labour do win, they can just reverse policies. They can just have policy reversals. So if even if the Conservatives got the laws passed, we've still got concerns that they can reverse or alter any existing framework. Any regulatory framework. But I mean, Labour has been quite positive when they talk about crypto, but they've only really commented on tokenization. So tokenization of property, tokenization of maybe securities. We don't even know what they're trying to tokenize, but just they've said that it's positive. They haven't commented at all on anything else, pretty much, publicly anyway. And the last point I would say is just that there's been a lot of, in this bill, focus on stablecoins and staking, which is all well and good. And it's a positive step in terms of regulation, so we know what we're doing and what we're allowed to do and what we're not allowed to do as users and as businesses and companies. The issue is that it might be the rest of crypto and the other actions that we do in crypto, like transfers and buying and selling and blah, 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 that they don't actually receive enough or adequate attention. And so, any new or comprehensive regulation would need to cover a broad range, as you can imagine, of all the types of activities that we can do in crypto. Now, I'm not pro-regulation, or I'm not for over-regulating anything, but if they're going to do it, they've got to do it fair. They've got to do it in my opinion, a crypto-friendly way. We're not asking for special rules here. We're just asking for clear and proper rules so that we know what we're doing, we know what to follow, and we don't want even a policy reversal if Labour do get in, because that also introduces uncertainty, and this uncertainty around potential regulatory changes. It impacts loads of stuff, just a general market sentiment. It'll impact the volatility. I know these are short-term concerns, and any serious crypto investor is not really interested in the short-term price movements. We're all interested in, in this for the long haul, as you will. And so that's the article I've got for you today, guys. Let me know your thoughts, if you think I'm right, if you think I'm wrong. What do you think is going to happen after, if Labour win? What do you think will happen if Conservatives win? Will we get more laws? It's really interesting for me to hear what people think, especially subscribers. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on that notifications bell so that you don't miss out on any future updates. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.